we wanted to throw in the element of surprise. Where in the world would anybody prepare for a 15-man lineup?
You guys walked up to the line and I kind of went,
What's going on?
I don't know what's happening. And I was like, then I sounded stupid because I was like, 1, 2, I went, there's nobody left on the field. You guys are all there. Well, we haven't seen you guys in forever. Welcome back to season 2 of Off the Bench. We didn't think we were going to get budget for season 2, but here we are. They wanted us back. Apparently it went well in season 1. And it's been so lekker to finally have a little bit of a break. Some of us were working. Some of us were on holiday. Sinalo isn't here. Sinalo is at the Women's Cricket World Cup that's busy happening. Congratulations on beating New Zealand yesterday, Sinalo. You guys stressed us out during England, but it's okay. We made a comeback, and now we're back in this. So thank you so much. We miss you, and we'll catch up on that a little bit later. But season 1 was full of everything we wanted. Season 1 was full of some of those smaller sports that you guys maybe don't know about, some incredible characters. Andile Dlamini was singing us out of season 1. And season 2, we have to kick it off with some of the biggest news in South Africa, some of the biggest hype talkers in South Africa at the moment. I would like to welcome onto the bench the players that weren't on the bench at the Women's Rugby World Cup, Libbie Janse van Rensburg, Nadine Roos, and Babalwa Latsha. Ladies,
thanks,
welcome.
Layla.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us on Off the Bench. This is where I feel comfortable. This was what I knew, the bench. But I was an impact player. And that's what is important. There's something we like to do at the show, and this is how we kind of like break the ice at the show, is we're going to be cheersing to whatever you guys want. So, Bibi, I'm going to come to you. What do you think we should be cheersing to today?
I think we should be cheersing to phenomenal women breaking down barriers and breaking records. Cheers to that.
Breaking records. Okay, here we go. So here we go. We're going to go like this. We're going to get, I've got my Springbok cup.
This is a nice cup.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
I gave Libbie the chip cup because she's not as important. These guys' eyes are really important. It's still water. I know we're back for season 2, but we've not upgraded out of water. Ladies, you guys have been absolutely incredible. And I'm going to look into camera now because I'm going to hope that someone is going to hear me, because we want to give you guys, on behalf of Off the Bench, we want to give you guys something special. So I'm going to see, we don't have runners. Hey, there we go. We do have budget because we do have runners. Look at that.
Thank you so much. A rose is for a rose.
Bibs, we know you love flowers. You guys can...
How are you going to take all of this home?
I don't know. I'll make a plan. It's flowers, dog.
Bibi came in with flowers and balloons. So she absolutely loves flowers. So we thought we'd just give you guys, we'll give the ladies their flowers. And that's been an incredible moment.
Love.
But thank you so much. You guys have, we said breaking records, broken barriers, Libs. But I want to take you guys back to the FNB send-off. I think the most impactful moment for me was Mark Alexander crying in his speech.
Yeah.
Was that the moment when you guys knew it was on? Like, was that the moment when you knew? Because there was a hype, there was a build-up, everyone was talking about it. But when Mark couldn't finish his speech because he was crying too much, was that when you guys knew, like, this is important, this is the big one?
I think it's sort of more a realization of the fact that we actually mean something, and these people are proud of us, and they are also proud to see the fruits of our labor and the fact that they believe in us. I think that's what that emotion that we saw from him sort of put forward to me.
Roos, you went to New Zealand for the 2021, played in 2022. Was there like a clear difference between the build-up for that one and this one? Was there like a tangible difference that you could feel?
Yes, definitely. I think our preparation towards this World Cup, there was a clear calendar of what the coaches were trying to create within the group, getting more experience, getting test matches in before the World Cup. And you could sense, like, with a schedule like that, you knew this time we're going to be in camp, this time the ladies are playing in the Premier Division, this is the plan for the deal players, and with each camp, you knew exactly what you needed to work on as an individual to actually be, up for selection for the World Cup. So there was no pressure in that whole build-up towards the World Cup until we got to the Black Ferns XV games, where there was some pressure on us to actually perform because we knew that's where we're going to get it at the World Cup.
Yep.
And I think that was just part of that whole building phase, and it was quite exciting, to be part of it before this Rugby World Cup.
Bibbs, I'm going to put some pressure on you because Roos said dual players. And when I was prepping for you guys' match, it said it had Babalwa Latsha Harlequins, but then it had a little bit of an asterisk, and then it also said unattached. Do you announce on Off the Bench episode 1, season 2, where you're going to be playing in 2026?
Drum roll.
Can we get some of the spice on the episode?
I'm sure you would. I think once I've made a real decision about that soon.
Soon. Okay, soon.
Later. I think you'll be the
Damn
first
it.
to know.
I was
Good
trying
try,
really
though.
hard.
Good
Good try. Good
Are
try.
you coming home?
Good try.
What is home?
South Africa. Just South
That
Africa.
I can guarantee. I'm definitely coming home.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
okay,
something.
we're keeping
Take
it
that.
here. We're
Take
keeping
that.
it. We're keeping it here. The first match against Brazil, guys, we didn't even know anything about Brazil. We knew they were great people. We've seen them on the 7th Circuit, but there was no 15s footage of them. What was the mindset going into that game? How did you guys, prep for that game?
Well, I think because like you put, Brazil are fairly new on the stage. It's really hard to get footage around them. It was their debut at the tournament as well, which was a massive thing for them. But more than anything for us, we had prepared well during the week, and I think it was important for us to do what we needed to do, which I think we did, and that spoke to the result. Sometimes it helps to not focus so much on the opponent, although it is important. I think that was more or less the approach going into Brazil. Plus, it was the first game, so it was quite important for us as well.
Was that first game about kind of keeping it simple and wanting to see where those plans are, or did like those crazy 15-man lineouts and mauls off the scrums, was that a conversation for those opening matches already?
No. I think Coach Swayze is a very clever man. And throughout our warm-up games, there were things we were training that we didn't show early on. And I think he knew he went into the World Cup with that plan. That 15-man lineouts, mauling off the scrum wasn't yet in discussion during the early stages. I think we were just focusing on all the things that we've trained.
Yeah.
We knew we had to put on a big score because we didn't know, Italy was a wild card game for us.
Yeah.
But Shame, I must also say I relate to Italy because to Brazil because we have also been those underdogs. That team that just comes short. Same with Italy. We've felt that pain of going to a World Cup, wanting something and then it not coming through. So I think we were just on the plus side of the coin this time.
We my first match was France versus Italy in Exeter at Sandy Park, and like the entire week I was so nervous, like in the lead up to that match, because I knew it was your guys' pool, and so I was like I need to fully stay focused on the France v Italy game, but I knew you guys were playing the next day, and I was like, oh man, I really hope Italy doesn't like pull a wild card and beat France, because that would have thrown the whole apple cart over, right? Like had Italy beaten France, I think that would have changed the narrative a lot for what the rest of your tournament would look like, Rosie.
Yeah, I definitely think so. But I think even in saying that, obviously you as a player, when you get there and you look at the pool and something like that, France, Italy pulling that wild card, if they win, like that's what's so important. That start of the World Cup was really important for us. Our focus, yes, we knew that we had to beat Italy to get to a quarterfinal. But of course, back to the first game of the World Cup, Brazil, we knew that we had to put up a big score against them and obviously not underestimate them because they have nothing to lose at the World Cup, making their debut. And even if Italy pull the wild card at the World Cup, say we have to take back time now, I think our points difference would have also probably pulled us through, and then things would have looked differently as well. Maybe some players wouldn't have gotten game time and a World Cup experience against the France team. I think that was also an opportunity, for them that didn't play the first two matches to get an opportunity against a quality side and showcase their talent and showcase what they've meant for the team for the first two games to actually get us to qualify for a quarterfinal. So it just shows the trust from the management as well. the trust within the group as well, to know that everyone can go out on the field and showcase their talent and serve the team.
Well, I want to fast forward then a week on to that Italy match, because Rimani was sending me score updates the entire time. And so I remember, I think you guys probably had like 15 minutes left of the match, and then I got, we're ahead. Okay, they just scored. Okay, we've got a scrum. Okay, no, I don't know what's like. I got these constant updates. Bibbs, you being a forward, that was lost, because I then went home and I rewatched the match, and I was watching it for the first time. Like, what was that call when you guys came together? I think there was a scrum like just towards the end there. We'd just taken the lead. What is that chat on the field in that moment, realizing what a win in this match could mean?
Yeah, it's a bit of a.
Can you remember
some parts
it?
of
Because
that
I think
game
it's
were a bit
sometimes
of
a little
blur.
blurry, right?
Because it was such an emotionally intense and mentally as well experience. I think some of the parts, when I came off, there were parts where I couldn't watch.
She was concussed.
I couldn't take it. Don't say that. I just really couldn't take it.
Rugby.
From a forward's perspective, our pride and joy has always been the set pieces. I don't think there's anyone in this world who loves scrumming more than I do. And Charlie, of course.
Yeah.
But the key thing was to dominate that aspect of our game. Because that just gave us so much gave the backs rather, so much freedom in terms of what they needed to do and what they wanted to do, type of a thing. But I think the penny dropped when we were leading by a fine margin, and the clock was steadily ticking away. And I think that's when the girls realized that it's actually happening.
Yeah.
And I must commend our team for throwing their hearts and souls out on that day. Especially towards the back end of the game, to keep it the way that it was. And the rugby god smiled upon us when that kick came and the ball bounced just the right way. And that was it. And history was made that day. I think the way that the girls celebrated and the reaction thereafter, I think is testament to what it meant. Lots of tears, tears of joy, tears of triumph. But also, I think, from what I observed, I think the girls finally understood that there was a massive wave that was coming, and it had finally was at its cusp. And the changes and the revolution that we had started 10 years ago with the likes of Cindy and so forth, it has finally come to fruition. And the world, and South Africa more than anybody else, sort of realized that women's rugby is a real thing.
Yeah.
It's a huge phenomenon that changes people's lives, changes communities. It creates brand new narratives. And I think on that day, the Springbok women, all 40 of us, created a brand new narrative that day.
Well, I've got the 9-10 combo on the bench. Can we talk about that 9-10 1-2 try that happened between the two of you? I think they said there was this synchronization that like people don't understand, and playing with you guys, against you guys a couple of times. You guys are the two loudest people I think that I've ever played with, and the most frustrating. Was that in that moment, what was that thinking? Was it instinctive play? Was it understanding that you guys were, the other one was right there? It's like you played 15, you played 9. I mean, you were in a forward pack. It was all over the place. But that try specifically, like, did you guys almost just feel like that was like the culmination of all that hard work? Where we've got that synchronization, we've got that understanding, we trust each other now.
I think we've played together long enough to have that. I mean, even going back to our Tux days, I think that's actually where it starts for us. It just comes so naturally now. We don't have to discuss it or think about it on the field. Like, we've just played so much together from such a young age, relatively. But we've played together.
19 for me. 10 years ago.
Together,
I'm the
club
youngest,
rugby and that stuff. So I think it just comes naturally to us now. We don't have to overthink things, or she knows what I'm thinking. I know what she's thinking. No, I know when she's going to run.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, God, I have to go clean.
Now someone's
now I have to go clean
line.
because those forwards are still here. I'm the next person. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, I still say, I think you can blindfold me and Libbie and we will know exactly where we are. And I think if you specifically look at that try, I was next to Libbie. I just told Libbie switch, and she exactly knew what to do in that moment. And I just, you can just see when someone is going to break a line, knowing how Libbie runs with the ball, her style of running, and then
She
just
looks
to be
like a
there.
horse.
A very majestic horse, by the way.
Yeah. So yeah, just being on the inside and knowing that, you know, giving an option and she knows I'll be there when she breaks a line as well. I think that's just, you know, the 10 years of rugby that we've been playing together. I think just finding that synchronization on the field, that's really important for the team.
Mikey, I've never seen you emotional, except when you tell me you love me, but that's only after a few brandies. You know, you were incredibly emotional after that game. Man of the match performance. You know, you literally, you said this means something for the country in front of all of those people. Looking back on it now, can you A, believe you were able to form sentences, and B, that like that's the life that you were living?
No. So I remember when they came with the mic, I was like, I actually don't know what to say. And then that all came out. I think the emotion behind it is just people don't realize how hard our girls work. Like, people don't see the grinding, you know, the sacrifices that we put in. Like, I wish people would see the human beings, you know, that's in our team and feel the love that's in our team. And like I say, the sacrifice and the hard work that everyone's put in. And it's been so long. We've been grinding for so long. And there have been times where you look at each other and you're just like, oh, it's just not happening. Like, we're working, we're doing everything. And it doesn't feel like we're getting anywhere. And I think just that moment of like realizing we're here now, we've done it. A little sense of relief as well in that, it just took over. Like I said, I can't believe I was able to speak, because when they gave me that thing, I was like, I hope we made you proud.
For the first time, Libbie didn't know what to say.
I didn't know what to say. I was at a loss.
That's very new.
Libbie, speechless.
What to say.
Bibs, but you played in the PWR. You understood what what the PWR and what women's rugby means in England. The number of fans that you were able to see at those matches, boys, girls, it didn't matter, like young and old. Talk to us about that experience of being able to play in front of tens and thousands of people, because that's not something we're used to. That's not something that we're used to having in the stadiums in this country. It is, you would have gotten a taste of it during the PWR, but it almost just felt like, to me, everything felt so micro-intensified. Like, for those 6 weeks, you walked around England and everyone knew who the Women's Rugby World Cup players were. Like, you saw little girls and little boys walking with the women's jerseys the entire time. Like, just as a player, like that noise, it was a kind of that like deafening noise where you couldn't hear the calls, or like, was that the energy that fueled the fire?
Yeah, personally, it's amazing to play in front of a huge crowd. I think it's something that gets me going, but I think that for some, it might amplify everything a little bit more. So I think managing that noise was quite important from a mental perspective as well as physical. And how we just go about our day-to-day within that crowd. I think it's really special. I've gotten a really good taste of it in the PWR. That was every day at the World Cup, which got me thinking that what is that we need to do here in South Africa to pull in those crowds? And I think that's a conversation on its own. But truly, that is the energy, that fuels the players. It fuels the whole tournament. Creating an atmosphere where players can shine, where characters can come out, where it can be incredibly entertaining and inspiring as well. It totally warms my heart to see a six-year-old boy, a 10-year-old girl, and an 8-year-old man or woman pitching up at our games. Which speaks to the fact that rugby, or women's rugby, is a game for all. It transcends age. It transcends almost every single barrier. The key thing is that people actually come and see it for themselves and experience it for themselves. And I think from our experience, it truly was unforgettable, because again, that atmosphere and the energy, the noise. I love it when we dominate a scrum and the crowd goes wild. It makes me want to get into another one, or a big hit or something like that. And I think it's those types of moments that show the importance of a crowd.
Roos, Bibi touched on the fact that, like, the conversation around how we build those crowds in South Africa. We've got the Betway Club Champs happening at the moment. We've got the Under 20 week happening at the moment, both in Johannesburg. Is that the start? Do we feel that that's kind of like the start of SA Rugby, starting to realize like we can't allow this sleeping giant to go back to sleep. We've got to keep this energy going. Is that something we're feeling throughout this week now that like that's starting to pick up? Because I think the big concern for everyone is now that the World Cup's done, what happens now? You know?
Well, I think we've definitely changed the narrative in South Africa in terms of women's rugby. The talk in town is women's rugby.
Yeah.
You know, when we got back from England with the domestic flight, we were in the lounge. There was an old woman standing next to me telling me, you ladies are the reason that I started watching women's rugby.
Oh, yeah.
So just by us creating history at a Rugby World Cup, I think that's the change where we will see stadiums fill up for us. But I also think, you know, maybe we must put in more work in terms of advertising the women's game in advance. Like if we know there's test matches happening next year for us in South Africa, where's it going to happen? Location, time, you know, make a hype out of it.
Yeah.
And I think if we're going to start making a hype out of these things or these test matches, then the people will come and watch, definitely, because people that never watch sport, you know, I had a lady that spoke to me. She was like, she noticed who I was, but it was only the day after she spoken to someone. She was like, she asked me, did I play at the Rugby World Cup? I'm like, yes, I play rugby. And she said, yeah, my face looked familiar, but she couldn't point out exactly, you know, where I'm from. And that just shows the things that we did at the Rugby World Cup. We changed the narrative. We have people that never watched women's rugby, like they're going to start watching women's rugby, and I think that automatically going to fill up stadiums.
Libs, does it feel weird to like be more famous in a different country than in your own country?
It is weird because, you know, you want to come home and you expect more love because this is our home. This is where people should know who we are. Unfortunately, it isn't like that yet. But like Roos says, I think advertising, we need to promote the IPL games beforehand. Before the season starts, there must be dates sent out. And these things need to come up on social media all the time. It's not just a one-time thing, here's the games. They need to be posting updates constantly, doing more player profiles, not just on the Springbok ladies, but of all the girls that are playing in this competition, so that people, you know, get access to these players and these kinds of information.
I think for us also, like as a commentary side, the one thing that was honed in on us the entire time was the difference between men's rugby and women's rugby is the fact that the fans want to know who the players are before they know them as players. They want to understand who the characters are. They want to know that you've got a dog named Floof at home, or like, you know, they want to know those kinds of things because that's what differentiates women's rugby from men's rugby. And so it was kind of a turn for us as well on the broadcasting space to be able to realize like we have to love who you guys are as characters to bring that kind of love over to the fans. Because it is a different type of fan base that loves women's rugby. That, you know, that is a fact. But I think coming out of Italy, knowing we'd qualified for the quarterfinal, I was back in my hotel room and I'd realized I'm calling your quarterfinal. And then it was such an emotional, like I had such an emotional evening because I was like, I hope I get to do this justice. In the same way that like you guys would have been training and playing for this moment and hoping you guys get to do a quarterfinal justice, which you guys did, by the way, 10 all at half time, I think does a quarterfinal justice, you know, like it was so emotional for me to know you guys' story, know where it comes from, and know I get to call it. Like I almost didn't make it through the national anthem. Like I wasn't okay. But in that build up to that quarterfinal week, had you guys been split to like, you know, analyze the two different teams that you guys could potentially be facing, Bibs? Like, was it, okay, this group is going to take Ireland, this group is going to take Black Ferns, you guys figure out the plans and then we'll come together and figure it out? Or what did that week look like in prep to quarterfinal? You can spill the secrets now, it's done. You can tell us everything.
Well, from what I remember,
She was
it was quite an interesting week. I think we took the unconventional route. I think we employed quite unorthodox methods, which was quite interesting to watch and to actually execute. we wanted to throw in the element of surprise. Where in the world would anybody prepare for a 15-man lineup?
You guys walked up to the line and I kind of went,
What's going on?
I don't know what's happening. And I was like, then I sounded stupid because I was like, 1, 2. I went, there's nobody left on the field. You guys are all there. Sorry.
But yeah, I think in order for us to do or to go where we've never gone before, we had to do things we've never done before. Yeah. And we are so blessed to have such an innovative man in our coach, Swayze. And so we really wanted to put up a show at the game and give ourselves a really good chance and just enjoy it. I mean, forwards love scrumming, let alone mauling from a scrum. Yeah. But yeah, I think, no, seriously though, that week we wanted to throw in an element of surprise. Yeah. We wanted to show the world how South Africa can play rugby, that, the boundaries can be pushed. And who better to do that than us?
Oh, we've really made the whole world rugby angry. Why not just continue to do
so?
so?
What I'm just going to say, in the week prior to our quarterfinal week, during the France week, the NPS, we split and we started analysing and prepping for the quarterfinal already. And it was that we hope for one game, do we hope for other game? Then you start analysing, you're like, here's a weakness here, which isn't a weakness here. So, who do you take? We did at least got the prep and the analysis under the belt between the NPS that was there. Yeah. And I think that's what sparked Swayze's little ideas. Like, well, we see this, and I think he was like, it's time.
And I think we should really give NPS their flowers. The non-playing squad, they played such a big role in our preparation and helping us prepare. And I don't think they get their flowers enough, so I'm giving them.
We don't have enough bouquets. You guys have enough flowers. You guys can have
every single week that you prep for a different team, your NPS analyzes the opposition, and they have to bring the images that how France plays or how Brazil plays to the training grounds. And like Weeb says, I don't think people realize the work that NPS puts in for the bigger picture and the better good of the team.
Rosie, did you start sending WhatsApp messages to like your forwards friends? Did you go and like knock on doors and ask them like, how do I start a maul? Or how do I catch a ball in the lineup?
Well, Danny is my roommate at the World Cup.
That helps.
Yeah, so, when you have the forward that actually drives the line out.
You could not have asked
the key.
But I must say the forwards are very good at helping us in the maul, where to put your head, what to do, because that first session we had, I was like, don't know how to approach this thing. I'm not sure where I was go. Then they're like, no, we don't want to make it too fat. You need to come at the back. And I'm like, okay. Coach is like, just put your head in a dark place. I'm like,
I don't really want to.
Listen, your ears and
let's just speak about the hair in training. Like
there was a lot going on, and Mika tells me just when you're in there, little steps. I'm in there. I'm like, okay, little steps. I remember in the game when that thing started moving, it was moving for long, and I was like, it just took a little peek just to see where we are and what's happening. I'm like, no, we're still going. Okay, back in little steps. It was wild. It was quite an experience, I must say. I'm glad I got to live that.
And listen here, when you have to put your head in there and these two people's waists are like this together, and I'm like,
got a cauliflower ear.
How do I do it?
Let me tell you, my ear, my little cartilage was sore for like 3 weeks after that game.
Really?
Yes, I had to check it out.
I do this every
I had to check it out. Like, I don't know how you do
Welcome
it,
to the party, guys.
I don't know how you do it.
I don't know what I prefer, my ears getting cauliflowered or my feet getting stepped on.
I don't know.
I actually lost both my toenails before that game.
In training week.
So we had, in training, the last training, we did the more, and Sinalo, the more I tried to take my feet away, Sinalo's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, stepping on my, and she's like, sorry, Rose. I'm like, it's fine.
I also
you're rather
understand why
prepping for
the
this
forwards'
week.
faces are always looking the way they look, because when you put your head in that dark place, you don't know, is there an elbow coming for you? Is there a knee coming for you? What's happening?
Sometimes.
It is rough.
Gotta respect the
I've
forwards more.
never not respected our forwards. Look, I know how hard they scrum. I admire their work.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, guys doing great stuff. I'm just going to be at the back here managing things. You guys, strength the pack right there. Go.
Was there like an element of like, we've potentially changed what women's rugby could look like? Because the next time a team's probably going to do it, you guys are gonna be like, this was us. Like, this is, you guys took our blueprint. Did you guys think
That's the thing. Now we have to keep spicing it up. Coach Spice must keep coming with these fancy ideas because now we're that team where they're like,
what's coming next?
what are they doing?
Yeah.
They're doing this sometimes and this sometimes. Elements of surprise.
Yeah.
We're innovating the game now.
Bauer Bosch said the Blom squad. Have you
He
guys...
loves blooms.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
You don't know about the
I'm
Blom
not
squad?
sure how I feel
They
about
don't
the
like
Blom
it.
squad. I mean, I love the bomb squad because it's powerful, it's impact, you know? I mean, when you think of a bomb, you think decimation, chaos.
Yeah.
The Bloms are like so sweet
nice.
and so soft. That's why when it's totally off season, I return to myself, to
Yeah.
my softness, and I fall in love with flowers again. You know? On the field, I'm not thinking about Bloms, I'm thinking about bombs, I'm thinking about killing people.
But then you've got
But
you've
it's
got
sweet.
Aceza, who's Blomy, who is a little
She
bomb on
is
her own.
the blooms. She is a bloom
Listen,
squad.
she's a bomb on her own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we released the nuke squad for the quarterfinal. No,
Was it nuke squad?
It was the nuke squad.
We had a 7-1 split, didn't
Yeah.
we? Was it that?
Yeah.
Yes,
That
it
was
was.
the one.
I feel like you just don't remember much of the World Cup.
Listen, if
Libbie
you,
was there.
can I tell you why? I'm not concussed, I promise. But if you're a tight head prop, you weigh give or take just under 110 kilograms, and you start every single game,
That's true.
and
Tough
play on average
Tough being
more
up
than
You're a
60
machine.
minutes.
It's tough when you're a machine. That you're.
Some of the games are going to be a blur. So
It's tough when you're a machine. Eh?
You know what's best is if that game goes fast and at the breakdown on 9 and I look at Bibi and I can see
Tough.
and the whistle goes for a penalty or something and Bib's just grasps some air with her hands on her knees. I know it's tough. The look on the faces with the forwards, then I know this game is fast.
That's when Roos is like, yes, I'm going to take the quick tap and I'm going to go now.
and even on scrum feed, sometimes I'd literally tell her in Afrikaans if I can string together a couple of sentences. Oh, an 8, ne?
An 8. An 8.
An 8.
And I,
Mona milango nie.
then I know it's tough in the scrum as well.
It's going.
We've got to go. Rosie, do you have a preferred position, 9 or 15?
Sure. I enjoy both, actually. You know, both of them are specialized position. Both gives you a different challenge, and I think, you know, 9 challenged me a bit when I got the information that you will be an option there. But I think being familiar on fullback, it wasn't difficult to shift focus to 9 and just learn everything about the position that I can. And of course, like just knowing the coach's trust in me to actually play that position, even with 9s that, you know, played there for quite a long time. But also, you know, not giving them the credit that I could go to Taylor and I could chat to Nam about things and, you know, just sharpening up my knowledge and them actually helping me because it's about the team. And I think that was also the exciting part about it is working with other individuals on a different level, you know, in saying that as well. So I actually enjoy a bit of both. I think I actually said when I moved to 9, 9 stole my heart a bit. I enjoy it there. You right there, you know, you drive the forwards. You basically start the launch for the backline players. It's a very crucial position, and not a lot of people realize it. And it's stressful as well.
It is very stressful.
It's really a stressful position because you have forwards that gets angry at you for doing certain things, and then you have the backline that also gets angry at you. So you're the
Libbie that gets angry. She's not the backline.
So
she was trying to like keep it general.
Yeah. So you're there in the middle, trying to balance it, and I think that's the challenge, and I enjoy a challenge as well.
Rose has to be careful what she says now because she's between the forwards.
Yes and yes.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in the middle again. I'm always in the middle of things, trying to stay out of it. Just leave it. I just want to play rugby.
Sorry.
Sorry about that.
But yeah, I definitely enjoy both. And like I said, 9 stole my heart.
Okay. That quarterfinal, Bibi, was I mean, the legend herself, Cindy Boy's final game in a green and gold. I asked her during the press conference in the week, I said, are you going to be touching a rugby ball after this again? Like, what are we thinking? Like, are we going to get into a coachings? Are you going to come back and play like a Prem division just because, you know? But, I mean, can you surmise the character that is, you know, Cindy Boy and the legacy that she's left in South African women's rugby?
Oh man, what a woman. I don't think words do justice to her character and the type of leader that she is. I think when I first came into a leadership role, I was fortunate to be under her pupillage. And she's just such a legendary individual and so iconic and so humble at the same time. She never makes a lot of noise, works exceptionally hard, and cares so much about the people around her. And I think her legacy is one that will be celebrated throughout the generations because what she set in motion all those years ago is something that will be remembered forever because we are enjoying the fruits of that now. All her sacrifices when she began, all the hard work. And I'm so glad that she caught a whiff of it at least towards the back end of her career, and that long may be she celebrated because she truly left an indelible mark in the sport as a player. And I'm so excited to see what type of an impact she'll further do, beyond her playing days for our game. And I really, like I say, I can't find the words to do justice to the incredible woman that she is and the incredible person that she is. And I just wish her the happiest of retirements and just chill for a while. Throw the boots away.
Just chill. I was trying to write I was trying to prep like a final piece because I'd asked them specifically after her captain's interview, just to be able to, keep the camera on her because I had this whole speech planned. And as I was writing it the night before, I was welling up as I was trying to write it because you're trying to, in 2-3 sentences, trying to, encompass who Cindy is as a player, and very quiet. She's very soft-spoken, but she's left such a loud mark on the game. And even though that my job is words, I couldn't come up with words. I couldn't say anything. And then more so, what made it even more funny was I couldn't get through it, so I had to pass over my script that I'd written. I'd had to pass over to Carlton Anna, who was my analyst, and I had to ask him, can he finish saying what I just said about it? Because I wasn't able to get through it, and it was quite an emotional time. I got to call her 50th, which was incredible. She was the first woman to reach 50, and so you think about all of those moments and all of these firsts that she was able to achieve. So Cindy, to you, we'll give you your flowers. Thank you so much for what you've done for this. Are you guys bored? Because I'm bored. I found out a year before I was going to go to the Rugby World Cup. I found out I was going to go. But you guys had been prepping for this moment for 3 years. Does your life feel empty a little bit now? Livs, what are you keeping yourselves up, entertaining yourself with now? Because I don't know what to do.
Look, I think there is definitely that, that high that you come down from. You're at home, and then you're so I'm just going to chill today, I guess. It's so weird that, especially that first week, not having a schedule, not having someone tell you what time you must wake up, what time are we having lunch. You can just...
You guys actually have to think for yourselves?
You have to think. And then I'm I wonder what my friends are doing. Oh, wait, they're normal people who work in the week, so I got to keep myself entertained.
Send me a message. I'm not doing anything.
You also don't work.
I don't work in the week.
So it's been interesting, but it's also nice, and it's so important for us to really get away from rugby and to tone down. I think young athletes tend to think, you can't take a break. You have to keep doing things, stay with the sport if you want to get better.
It's not young athletes, it's Rus who went to go win high rocks during Sorry.
But the important thing is, especially when you look at, the mental health space and where sport is going, you have to be able to switch off, spend time with your friends and family and really get away. Because that's also something that's going to make you a better athlete. Yes, those extra reps are important, during the season, but when you need to rest, you have to rest. Because it's going to catch up with you eventually.
That's why Rus has a brace on her arm.
You see now.
No.
So she was passing extra passes there because now she's practicing the scrummy passes. Hurts her thumb.
No, that's not where I hit my thumb. Definitely taking some off time. Not complete off,
Well, there you see what I
complete
mean.
rest. But the doctor after the surgery gave me 7 days compulsory. It lasted till the Sunday. The Monday I started again. So
I'm not even surprised.
Different, eh?
I couldn't stay away, guys. I couldn't not look after myself, you know? It's just being healthy. 60 minutes a day of just doing something,
You
just
can also
moving
go
the ball.
walk for 60 minutes.
Well, I did. I've been catching up with friends. Actually pet sit my friend's doggy this past weekend, which was also quite nice. Walking the dog, so I did get that training in. Just catching up on my studies and looking what's going to come next. But also having a lot of media obligations after this World Cup. So,
Here we are.
rugby doesn't stay away, even though you want it to stay away, the media.
You, babes, what you been up to?
I've been chilling, hey. You know, people don't quite realize how much of a mellow person I am. I like to rest. I like to take things easy. I've been catching up on some admin in life as well. Catching up on the organizations that I'm involved in to say, hey, I'm still here, you know, still care. Just that the World Cup has taken so much of my life and time.
Yeah.
But I've been prioritizing rest, seeing sunsets for no reason at all. You know, and just spending time with family, receiving lots of flowers, which I'm loving at the moment. Physical flowers, which I love. But generally, I love napping. I love resting. I love taking things easy. You will not see me at the gym unless I'm required to. Off is off for me.
Off is off.
Do you find that being home, if you get asked to do something, because it's in close proximity, you're like, sure, for example, interviews. Only time I can say no is if I'm away on the farm, I'm not close to Pretoria, so sorry. Other times people are like, please, I'm like,
Okay.
Yeah, or
or is it easy for you to say no because you're chilling today?
Yeah, no, sometimes I do recommend people when I do say no. I'm sorry, guys, I just do. I'm like, no, I'm not available. Try Libbie. or try somebody else.
Schedule's so busy.
So, but yeah, even that, I guess. I mean, it comes with the territory. Yes, rest is important, but we need to keep lending our voices. And we need to keep the momentum going. We need to keep talking about what we do and all of that. But I gave it away, actually. I say, no, try Libbie or try Nadine.
I must say, I did respectfully in that first week when we were home ask some people, please, can we just do things next week? Just give me a week, please.
Can I tell you something? No is a sentence.
That's true, but like you say, it's our duty to lend our voices. We need to. Well, it's difficult getting that balance. I think we
the balance is key.
As much as we want to and need to, we also need to realize like sometimes we need to just chill, take a step back.
Libbs,
There are
that,
40
does that
people
add
in
the
this
extra
squad,
pressure
so-
now? Now that you guys have, you know, reached the new heights, is there now that extra pressure that you guys feel like I actually have to keep talking about it? Like, is that pressure now a bit of a burden, or is it still something that you guys are like still have the energy to want to keep doing now?
I think for me it's still a blessing.
Totally.
It's still, you know, being in this position to be able to give our voices and to speak about something that we love without being, we do get judged, but without being, you know, told, no, this is not your space.
Final one. We've got a reset. We've got 3 more years now. 4, but we've got three years to prep now for Australia 2029. What do we think this next season looks like for us? Where do we go from here? Where does women's rugby in the country go from here?
I'm excited.
Both at international
I
level.
can't wait for them to release our calendars for the next 3 years. Be like, this is when
WXV's got a whole
prep's
new look
coming.
to
You see,
it.
there's so much excitement happening in women's rugby now.
Yeah, totally. And that's the significance of this World Cup. More than any other World Cup that I've ever been to, at least in my experience. This particular World Cup has set so many things in motion. And I think that countries are starting to realize that it's almost stupid not to ride this wave and not to invest as much as possible. And I think the people who are reaping the rewards now are the people who invested in this thing 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And so it's important that we play the long game. I think the next World Cup will be phenomenal in that we've seen that we can be competitors in this one, and we've seen what we can do against teams that are considered to be top nations. And so the belief is now much more deeper entrenched in us. It's deeper entrenched in the nation
Seed of
and in the
listening.
girls that are coming through as well. They're starting to see it. They're starting to realize it. We now know what it's like to be a high-performance athlete. We now know what is required. We know that the pathways are there. We know what the blueprint looks like.
Yeah.
And so I think having under 20 girls come through, having tournaments right now and camps right now, and having these girls get a taste of what high-performance environments are like, it'll help us to be much more competitive in the next game. And I think the much more seasoned players as well have a big role to play
You
in
guys
that.
are old now.
No, that's true. I'm not even ashamed of that. Hey, look, I'm old, mate. I'm over 30. So the next World Cup will be an interesting one for me, I'd say. And of course, it is something that we're looking forward to and we'll be working heavily towards.
Sure.
Look, I think, sorry, just
No,
to
you
add
go
on
ahead.
that, I think this World Cup in general have changed the narrative of women's rugby. I think this World Cup also set out challenges for the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Not only in the amount of spectators that was there, but the rugby produced by all the teams that participated at the World Cup. That's a massive challenge set out to see, listen here, how can we fill stadiums with women's test matches?
Yeah.
How can we get the supporters there? How can we commercially build this thing, not only for the players, but for the supporters, like we mentioned earlier. We want people to know the human being behind the rugby player. I mean, you had that player collection cards that you
We've got
could do.
Barbies.
You've got Barbies
We've got
now.
Barbies coming up.
You know, so why not start something like that globally with the WXV also changing globally now? Why not bring out a collection, package of a team in terms of saying a biography of one player, but make it interesting, don't make it boring. Like telling the story with interesting facts and stuff like that, then you already know, you're starting to learn the person just on that.
We've got ideas. I
We've
think
got
we should
ideas.
talk to players.
We'll workshop
Talk
this.
to players.
We'll workshop this idea. We'll bring you guys back for a second episode, and we'll take our business ideas a little bit further. I opened up by saying that Sinalo is at the Women's Cricket World Cup at the moment. Have you guys been watching the Women's Cricket World Cup? Have you guys been keeping an eye on that one?
Yep.
Have you? Did you guys watch yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. It's obviously we've got top 4 qualifiers for semi-finals. We got a bit of a knock with that net run rate at the England match. That was a bit tough to watch. It's tough if we can't hit 70. It really becomes tough. But we still support you. We are fully back you.
100%.
We back as all international teams 100%. Back each other, right? What about me?
Before you wrap up,
Oh, hectic. Why don't you rap?
we also want to show our love to you
Me.
from us because you have been our voice on the screens. People know your voices.
Okay.
So just to show you a little bit of appreciation, we also got you flowers. You get flowers. You get flowers.
Everybody gets flowers.
Stuff on her own show. Thanks, guys. White roses are my favorite. Did you tell them?
Yes, of course, specially ordered just for you.
Especially ordered. Thank you, Willie. Shout out to Woolworths for my white roses. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. No, it was really fun. It was a really cool 7 weeks, and it was really cool to be able to watch you guys' journey from that point of view as well. And I'm really excited for the journey that we can take together. I said it was like it was weird because I came into the World Cup feeling like, I don't know, I just felt there was like, I had to kind of build myself up for it a little bit and try and find energy to keep fighting the good fight for women's rugby in South Africa. And I think it was really cool to finish that 6 weeks, see 81,885 people at Twickenham for that final, and come back into the country and realize like, I now have a new kind of sense of energy to want to fight for you guys, to want to be a voice for you guys. And I think you guys, we've said it over and over again that you guys feel the same. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a really good time. But it's been one of those moments where we have to say congratulations to them. Sinalo, to you, good luck. I hope you watch this episode. I know there is Wi-Fi, so I know that you can watch the episode. We miss you. Season 2, we're back. We're back, baby. Back like we never left. It's going to be an incredible season. We're going to get some incredible guests on the show to you and keep you guys entertained. If you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, do all the lacquer things. Comment down below who you guys want to see next. We'd absolutely love to have them on the show too. But from me, from all of these 3, bye-bye.
Cheers.
Toodles.
Bye.